Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video we'll be looking at a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Trainer's Guide from 2007. And now let's get into it. And this should be interesting to look at because I looked at this a little bit before the video and I forgot how much I wrote in pencil in this Trainer's Guide. So we have this cool looking Jaden artwork. Then you have like a life point counter thing. And you got this letter of thank you or something here. Then on the first actual page you got a Jaden Elemental Hero deck profile, which there's a few more of these in this book and I think all of them are interesting with how bad they look. This looks like a terrible deck with how many one-ofs and everything there is. And then speaking of that, we have Chaz's deck profile, which also doesn't look the greatest. Looks like he's trying to do way too many different things all in one deck. Yeah, he's trying to do the Armed Dragon stuff, the VWXYZ stuff, and then the Ojama stuff. That just sounds like a terrible deck. Oh, and then you got Jinzo's own deck. Remember that episode when Jaden faced the Jinzo Dual Spirit? And this looks really, this deck list looks really small compared to the others. But I'm assuming with all the three of it adds up to 40. Because why would they have it in the show if it didn't add up to 40? I know in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series they might have done something like that since there's a lot of mistakes and cheats that go on, but once they hit GX I figured they would just not have as many as that. I figured they wouldn't have as many mistakes as they did then once they got to this point in GX. Talking about the traditional and advanced format. And then I thought this was interesting. Here's a ban list from April 1st, 2006. I'll just leave it on this for a little bit so you can read it all. I thought this was really crazy. And then I can't get the top any better than that. And then the traditional ban list is right there. And then these are the top 30 cards in the format then. And this is where I was talking about with the pencil. All the marks I put. I think I was marking all the cards that I would love to have back then and I didn't at that point. I must have really wanted Breaker because I put a lot of stars by him. This entire page I had stars by him. And then I think the X's are the ones I didn't care to have ever. I don't know why I put an X next to that because that card's pretty good. Really must have wanted the Treeborn Frog too. And then Magician of Faith, I guess I didn't ever want. And then apparently didn't want DD Warrior Leader either. And this entire page I guess I didn't want. And now here's the GX starter deck revamped. Oh, so this was an actual product it looks like. And this was the deck list that you, or this is the deck that you got. Supposedly this is a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon deck. Oh, it's right here. Alright. And then here's Zodia's deck that he used in the show. Or just maybe it's just a deck for Exodia. I don't know. I don't remember Exodia dueling in GX. But with this deck list, I I thought it might be interesting to make a video using the same list on like Master Duel or something if it's possible, trying to win a duel using this deck list from this book. Let me know if you'd like to see that in the comments, because I think that might be pretty interesting, especially having 8 traps in an Exodia deck. That doesn't seem very good. And then tips on collecting cards and getting the most you can with the money you have, which is always a good tip. And talking about the different characters, I'll try and show each box so you can read it if you want to. So you got Jaden, Alexis, Cyrus, Chumley, and Bastion, Bastion, I think is how you say it. Then you got Chaz and Zane. Then you got Crowler and Banner. Banner was always an interesting character in GX. I feel like he went from one of the most boring characters to just out of nowhere this humongous villain that was super powerful and awesome all of a sudden. And you got Atticus, who doesn't show up a lot in GX, and Chancellor Shepard. He was always it was always cool when he appeared in an episode because you knew it was going to be really good. And I think this is... I'm not sure what this is all talking about. It might be recapping one of the seasons or something. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that's about. I think it's just talking about the show, maybe. And then, I guess that was like the first season, or like, yeah, the first season maybe, and then getting you excited for season 2. And talking about the Game Boy, or talking about a Game Boy Advance game. And then talking about another Game Boy Advance game. And then an advertisement for Dungeon Dice Monsters, which, if I could find these and it wouldn't be super expensive, I would love to have some of the Dungeon Dice products. I always thought that was a cool concept, and I don't know why they didn't continue that. I know they brought back Duke in later seasons after this little this like little episode arc, but I really wish they wouldn't have just gave him a normal deck with some of the Dungeon Dice cards, like how they changed it up and how his cards are nowadays. How you don't need all the extra. How you don't need all like the. I got distracted there by a notification that popped up. That's going to be cut out of the video, so you won't see that. But I always disliked how they made his Dungeon Dice cards into normal acting cards. So like the field was just a field spell instead of having the actual like cool Dungeon Dice field and all that stuff. So if I could ever find these products, I would really like to have them. But I know they're probably super expensive anymore. But honestly, I haven't looked that up very much, how much they are. And then a crossword puzzle, or not a crossword puzzle, a word search. Which looks like I tried to complete most of it. And then, forgot this was a thing. It looks like you can make a paper airplane out of an avian thing. Oh, and then here's a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX quiz. I forgot this was in the book. Oh, see if you can get all or any of these right. And then here's a Jaden paper airplane. And then a cool picture of some of the elemental heroes. And then you can see some math I was doing in an old battle and another one of these dual counter things. So I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.